What's good, everybody? It's Ron. I'll come back at you on a video. So this video, I wanted to highlight an important idea. This idea that you are never down and out. In life, you are never down and out. It does not matter what your life looks like. It doesn't matter your set of circumstances. It doesn't matter your situation. It doesn't matter what you're going through or what you've been through. None of that matters because you are never down and out. The fact that you are alive, breathing, watching this video, that means you have an opportunity. The fact that you are existing, right, that you're breathing right now in this moment, you always have the opportunity to reinvent yourself. You don't ever have to wait until New Year's, right, until the start of the brand new calendar year to turn a new leaf. You never have to wait until these miracles happen. You are the miracle. You are the blessing. You have the opportunity at any moment in your life to have a change of mindset and perspective. You have the opportunity at any point in your life to reinvent yourself. So it does not matter if from the moment you were born to where you're at now that it's been filled with only adversity and there's nothing good that ever comes out of life, right? If that is how you felt, you're not down and out. It doesn't matter how many times you've been kicked on the ground. It doesn't matter how many times you think you've been beat up by life. You always have an opportunity to turn a new leaf. You always have the opportunity to reinvent yourself and become better, right? And this is with everything. If you feel as though you've been treating other people poorly and you've been mean to other people, you have the opportunity to reinvent yourself and improve your attitude. You have the opportunity to choose positive thoughts, to choose a positive mentality. You have the opportunity to choose the emotional state that you want to be, right? So you can choose to have a smile on your face. You can choose to be happy. You don't need anything to happen in order for you to choose that, because it is an emotion is internal. Our emotions are internal. So we can choose the emotion that we want to feel. So if you've been mean to other people, you can turn a new leaf and choose to have the right attitude. You can choose to be appreciative of the things that you have, because that will make your life more enjoyable, at least in the present moment, but it will also make space for more good things to flow into your life. If you have been lacking confidence, you can choose to believe in yourself. You can choose to believe that you're capable, right? You can choose to believe that you are good enough, that the things you put your mind to, that you can in fact achieve it and accomplish it, because the human mind is the most powerful tool on the planet and you were given it for free. And the best part about it is that the mind is a loyal servant. So whatever instructions you give it, it will deliver. It will work on that, right? So the most powerful tool in the universe, you can actually have that working alongside you, right? By your side, helping you get to where it is that you want to go. Even if you're someone who's been struggling with health, right? You always have the opportunity to improve it. You always have the opportunity to eat healthier. You always have the opportunity to make better choices. You always have the opportunity to, incorporate physical activity, right? To have your body get stronger, to build up your endurance, right? This is with everything. If you've struggled financially, you have the opportunity to turn that around. Just because you may have come from humble beginnings and you may have struggled, or your family may have struggled, that doesn't mean that you have to continue to struggle. That doesn't mean that because the past played out a certain way, that automatically dictates the future, that the future will be like the past. The future has no bearing on the past, right? You can reinvent yourself and change that around for you. There's so many people that they'll still have an entire life ahead of them, and yet for whatever reason they'll make the decision, determination now that this is what their life is going to be and this is what their life is going to look like. You have the power to create what you want to see and experience moving forward. That is the gift that you were given as a creator, right? You have access to this divine power. This divine power exists within you and is always present within you. And because you were given free will as a human, you can use that divine power to create more of you, more of the things that you want, right? To make space for the things that are going to enter your life in the future. Or you can use that divine power to create more of what already is and to create more of what already exists, or create more of the past, right? Most folks are not aware of who they are and their true power. And so because they focus their attention on the negative parts, because they've been conditioned to be negative, then they're using their divine power to create more negative in their life rather than using it to create the positive. If right now, let's just say you want to improve your vocabulary, you can decide to read more books. You can decide to learn, right? There's some people that will experience a problem, and even though there's solutions that exist to solve their problem, they also don't want to lift a finger to work towards that solution. If it isn't an immediate, easy, simple solution, they probably don't want to implement it or work towards that. So then they end up dealing with the same problem for year after year after year after decade, right? It does not matter how your life looks or how it has been. You are never down and out at any moment in your life. If you have been keeping a mental scoreboard of your performance versus life, and it feels like life keeps getting the better of you, or always seems to get the better of you, and it feels like you haven't scored any points, right? And on this hypothetical scoreboard, you can always take the eraser and erase the scoreboard clean and start brand new. Because knowing that you're here alive, breathing, that means you have a new opportunity. That means you have the chance. You have the choice. You effectively have the choice. You can choose to have a fresh start, and you can choose to have a better start. You can choose to think and operate differently. You don't have to continue choosing or being the same person that you have been. You don't have to continue choosing or believing that you're always losing in life, that you're always getting the short end of the stick, that you can't catch a break. There are plenty of people out there who enjoy their life, who love their life, who love themselves, who they wake up so happy and ecstatic because life is exactly how they want it to be. There are people out there living that way. So if there are people out there living that way, that means you can be living that way too. That means you can strive to build the life that you want, right? You always have an opportunity to start brand new, right? To let go of the baggage of the past, to let go of all the problems, to let go of all the negativity. You can choose to live a new life moving forward. And if you choose to live a new life moving forward, and nothing has to change in your current reality, none of your situation, none of your circumstances, and yet you can still choose to live a new life. You can still choose to wake up with the right attitude. And then you eventually realize that you having the right attitude and the right energy is what's going to naturally change everything else in your life and improve everything else. It'll begin happening on its own, right? Because you now have a change in perspective. And everything is energy. The whole universe is all energy. So if you're vibrating positive energy, the proper energy, then you'll see that people, events, and circumstances are going to unfold in your life to match that same energy that you've been vibrating. That's how it all works, right? So I've seen it numerous times of people who they may not be in the position that they want to be in life. And so because of that, they just throw their hands up and they just give up and they say, okay, well, clearly success and winning in life was not meant for me. But it's meant for everybody. And it's equally available to everyone at all times. Because winning is a mentality. winning is a feeling. It's feeling good. It's feeling positive. And people who feel good, people who are feeling positive, people who feel confident, these people don't feel bad for themselves, right? Most people who are struggling with life, these are the people, excuse me, these are the people that feel bad for themselves. These are the people who feel sorry for themselves. How do you expect to progress forward if you feel as though you're at the mercy of the world? How do you expect to progress forward if you feel sorry for yourself, if you don't feel like you're good enough, right? The people who are happy, positive, confident, these are the people that create. These are the people that step into their true essence as a creator, right? They tap into the divine power that exists within them to begin creating life that they want, to begin creating the things that they want. These are the people that understand that life is about being happy. And your happiness, as long as you're happy, that means you're living out your life purpose. Because we were put here for the goal, simple goal of experiencing outrageous joy. So if you're able to do that moment to moment, then you're fulfilling your life's purpose, whatever that looks like, right? You are never down and out in life, right? If things are not where you want them to be or to your liking, that is okay. Just know that as a creator, you created that, but there's no reason to be mad or frustrated or beat yourself up, right? Just know if you were able to create that particular thing that you were not a fan of, it still works in your favor, because now you can get clear in your mind of what it is that you do want and what it is that you want to experience. And then you can put your energy and your focus into the things that you want to experience so that you can experience these things moving forward. So this is why you can never lose. And this is why you can never get it wrong, because you can never get it done. Because even if you create something you didn't want, then that simply serves as contrast for you to then create what it is that you do want, right? And we see it all the time. There's been times where we've tasted meals or food that we weren't a fan of, right? But that allowed us to get clear in our minds of the foods that we did like and the foods that we did enjoy, because we know what it's like to not enjoy a food. It's the same idea if you step outside of your home and it's really cold outside. That's contrast because you're freezing, right? You would prefer to be somewhere warm or somewhere hot, or right? So it's like you experiencing the cold allows you to be clear in your mind of what it is that you do want, which is to be warm, which is to be at the beach somewhere, to be relaxing, right? Like, we need to experience opposite ends of the spectrum from time to time so we can get clear of what we want. So if life hasn't been treating you the best, then look at that as a good thing, because that's just been contrast. It's been allowing you to get clear on what you want. If you've been struggling financially and it's frustrated you, then that still served as a good thing, because now you know that that is not what you want out of life, that you want to be financially abundant or free, or maybe you have a set amount that you want to reach, right? You are now clear in your mind where it is that you want to go, right? So now it's a good thing, because now you were given clarity. The same idea if you have health goals, right? Some people, they might, from time to time let themselves go. And that's okay. We're all human. That doesn't mean that this is the end all be all, right? You can still, at any moment, decide to take the necessary steps and begin living a healthier lifestyle, right? Replacing sugary drinks with water, replacing the unhealthy food options with healthier food options, right? Being able to incorporate some exercise. And guess what? If you go into a gym and you don't have fun there and you don't like it, well, then guess what? That's just more information and evidence to you that maybe getting fit isn't going to the gym, but maybe it's riding a bicycle, or maybe it's swimming, or maybe it's playing any sort of activity that you enjoy the activity so much that you don't even think that you're exercising, because you're just having fun. It's like everything that happens in our lives or that unfolds is an event, and it's an experience. It's for us to learn about ourselves. And then the more information we gather, the more clear we can get in our heads of what we want, and then we can head in that direction. So this is why I say you are never down and out, because even in those moments where you feel like things are falling apart or things can't go well, right? First of all, that ends up being a matter of perspective, right? Because events are not good or bad, they just are. And you know, an event where someone might lose all of their financial capital can seem like a bad event, but what if that event ends up being the catalyst for that person to end up finally achieving their wealth because they've hit rock bottom, and them being at rock bottom, they had nothing to lose, and so that's when they decided to go all in. And right, like, we never know how events are lined up for us, right? We just don't. And so we can't always just say, oh, something's, I know it's normal for humans to say, oh, this is good or this is bad, but it's not necessarily that black and white, right? Everything, nothing happens to us, it happens for us. And events are not good or bad, they simply just are. It's just we are the ones that assign it meaning. So even if the beginning of your life was filled with hardship, right? That doesn't mean the rest of your life will be filled with hardship. The moments of hardship that you experience could have very well molded you into the person that you are today, and molding you into the person that you will be. That hardship could help bring out the best version and the best qualities of you. That hardship could very well be the catalyst for you to bring out the best version of yourself to the world, right? Because some of us want to be courageous, but how are we going to be courageous if we never experience any adversity? How do we know that, right? Like, you need to experience adversity to then be able to tap into the courage that exists for you to overcome it. But if there's no adversity, how do you know you're courageous, right? How do you know if you're strong if you've never been able to lift anything heavy, right? You don't know, right? So you need these obstacles, you need these experiences to learn about yourself and to grow and to improve, right? So regardless of where you're at in life, regardless of your situation, you are never down and out, because each and every moment you have a brand new opportunity to hit the reset button. You have the opportunity to have it be a clean slate, to reinvent yourself, to become a better version of yourself, if not the best version of yourself. And from then on, that is how your life will change. It doesn't matter your age, right? There can be someone watching this video that can be a senior citizen, and guess what? They can still be inspired to want to be better. They can still be inspired to make a difference in their life. They can still be inspired to make change, right? And you need to see it that way. You need to see, as every moment is a brand new moment. It is a brand new opportunity. It is not, some people see it as just them living the same thing over and over and over. That's just another day of them experiencing the same thing. But like, you have a brand new opportunity. The fact that you're alive means that you have the power to create. That means you can choose to be present. You can choose to decide the things that you want to be, do, and have. You can choose that you are a creator. You have the opportunity to create. You can wipe the scoreboard clean of, if life beat you down every single day for decades, you can wipe the scoreboard clean and say, you know what, from this moment on, I'm going to win. That I am a winner and I'm going to win. And you can believe that wholeheartedly. And your belief is what's going to ultimately create the fact. So we would always start off with the belief. Believing that you're good enough. Believing you are capable. Believing in your powers. Believing in who you are as a person. Believing that you are amazing. Believing that you are worthy, that you are deserving of it all. And your belief is what's going to create the fact, right? You have the opportunity to reinvent. You as a creator, you have the opportunity to reinvent anything about yourself and anything about your life. So this is why I tell you that you are never, regardless of how your life looks, your situation, circumstances, right? That you are never down and out. So that rest of the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to 1 million subscribers, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.